we do miss you. The Trump administration has made some interesting changes, including barring the Associated Press from key press areas for not using the term Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico. And they've taken over control of press pool coverage for the first time, I think, in over 100 years.
Yeah.
What is your view of what is happening, and do you have any advice for the current press secretary?
So here's the thing. The Associated Press, if you look at the Associated Press, they are the oldest wire in the press briefing room. And you think about journalists, you think about the reason they're in the press briefing room, you think about the reason they're in the pool. It's called the protective pool. There are 13 members of the pool. I'll try not to get too wonky here. And their job is to provide unbiased information to the American people, because the American people deserve that. And when the White House press team decides to step in and override the White House Correspondents Association, who they have the job of doing that, then what we're looking at is state TV.
Yep.
What we're looking at is what Russia is doing. What we're looking at is what North Korea is doing. And we are doing that. They are attacking the fiber of the freedom of the press. They are destroying it because they want to be covered in a friendly way.
Yeah.
And look, I was in that position for 2.5 years. It is an exercise, what we did in the press briefing room, what the president did when he took questions from the press. It is an exercise of democracy. And we have to remember that when the press briefing room was televised, it's not just televised here in the United States.
Right.
It's televised globally.
A lot of people don't know that.
And right, people are wondering, other countries are wondering, what are we saying as the United States? What is it that we want to do? And it is an exercise of democracy. It is the cornerstone of democracy. The freedom of the press is the fourth estate. And we are supposed to be leading that as the most powerful country in the world.
It's called the first. Corinne, I do want to ask about your boss, President Biden. You were asked recently at Harvard about the onslaught that you guys faced after he had a very bad debate performance. You described it as a firing squad. Another Biden aide said the party lost its mind. Do you believe that Joe Biden would have won if he had stayed in? And a follow-up to that, do you think Kamala Harris would have had a better shot had she had more time?
So look, I was asked a question. I answered it honestly and how I felt at the moment. I was the one that was going to the podium almost every day after that happened. And it was shocking what I saw. But I also, I can't speculate, right? I don't know what would have happened. And anybody who says they do, they don't really know. And so I don't want to go to rehash the past. I don't think that's a good idea. Right now, again, 5-alarm fire, we need to move with strategy, with focus, and the Democratic Party needs to actually answer those questions that I put forth. Who are we and what are we fighting for?